Chris Gasman. Chris, hindi ka na. Chris Gasman, papasalamat po ang ating mga cast. And of course, ang ating, ang director na talaga namang everyone would love to work with. The one known as Chito Ronyo! But she nailed it here in the movie. The beautiful and talented Miss Jessie Mendiola in her new look. Ayan. Chris Gasman, mabilis nga ang konti, pati ka. Ang pasasalamat na rin.
Magandang umaga. Sana po tuloy-tuloy natin i-promote siya para mas marami po pong makanood.
Yes, thank you, Chris. And of course, Direk Chito, na napaka-busy. Busy talaga. Busy. Ayan. Direk, pati ka nga lang. Good morning.
Good morning sa lahat. Salamat sa pag-attend sa vlog ko today.
Good morning!
Medyo.
Sama ko sa radyong
Lahat tayo.
Sama ko sa pagpuntahin nga po.
Thank you. Siguro,
So how long did it take, or the process itself, to immerse yourself on that role?
Nahirapan din ako kasi this is the first time na ganito yung role ko. Sobrang complex siya, hindi mo alam kung mabait siya o hindi. Pero one thing's for sure, nagmahal din siya. And insecure din siyang tao. Hindi rin po ako nahirapan sa part na yun kasi in real life naman may mga sarili din ako struggles. Tapos kay Direk, proper guidance kasi talaga even with my co-actors. So I did workshops also. Yun po, pinag-aralan ko po yung script. So parang, pag nakita niyo po yung script ko, sobrang dumi. Kasi puro sulat yun, puro notes eh. Sabi ni Direk, dapat dito.
talaga.
Ganun po, very detailed. So, yun po yung paghahanda ko.
What made you decide to have this kind of
Sige po. Sa totoo lang, nagsimula lahat, yung co-writer ko dito, si Sir Enrico Santos. Totoo talaga to, nagiinuman kami sa Italianis. Tapos nag-brainstorm kami, parang nabato ka lang sa kanya. Sabi ko, Sir, what if gawa tayo ng movie tungkol sa isang retarded ng rape? Parang ganyan. Tapos na-interest ka agad si Sir Enrico, tapos din-develop namin yung kwento. Sobrang tagal bago namin na-develop yung kwento. In fact, the first time we pitched it to management, ang naging comment talaga ng management, parang maganda siya pero parang ang bigat. Parang hindi natin sure kung ito yung gagawin natin kasi it's really far from what Star Cinema normally does. Ganyan. Pero sabi nila, parang the decision was, if we get the right director to direct this at may mapapayag tayo, na pinagkakatiwalaan natin, let's do it. So sinabi na ni Tita Malu, pitch ito Direk Chito. Kaya nung pinitch namin siya kay Direk, tapos tinanggap ka agad siya ni Direk. Yun, sobrang nagpapasalamat talaga kami Direk na nagustuhan din niya yung kwento at nagawa po itong pelikula ko.
Why would you say na pag hindi ka pumayag, hindi rape? May kasabihan, rape with consent.
Baka po pag role-playing. Pero ako po, pag ako po yun, hindi po talaga ako papayag.
Kasi po, una po, it's not your typical kind of drama. Yun po kasi parang pag tinignan niyo po yung material, it's very, very complex. It takes naku, direct, di kita ina-etchos It takes really talaga a master director for you to be able to pull off that kind of material. Kasi pag tinignan niyo po, pag pinanood mo yung pelikula, una pa lang, there's an investigation, hindi mo alam kung rape siya or hindi. Hindi siya straight out drama that our usual directors normally do. Kasi kung straight out drama siya, di ba, parang marami naman kami ibang pwedeng kunin na directors to do it. Pero the mere fact that there's a mind play to it, tapos ang complex pa ng character ni John Lloyd, ang complex ng character ni Jessie, ang hirap ng marriage din ni Richard at ni Gretchen, parang wala kaming ibang maisip na director na kayang i-pull off talaga yung material but Direk Chito. Kasi Direk Chito naman is known for a lot of dramas. Na pag titingnan niyo po yung mga dramas na nagawa ni Direk Chito, edgy talaga siya by nature. Alam mo parating may bagong hinahain si Direk Chito. Ang vision talaga ng Star Cinema from the very beginning sa The Trial, we want something new. Parang we want to veer away sana from the typical drama na pinipresent normally po ng Star Cinema.
Why did you accept the project? Pangalawa, how were you able to do it? Napansin ko, wala kayong sinayang sa talent na kasama. Lahat umarte talaga. And without any of them, parang hindi complete ang Dapat talaga maging on trial ang pelikula kung hindi mo pinaginaw lahat. And so, it's so admirable.
Actually, when it was presented to me, I think the story was right in my alley. Unang-una, hindi siya straight romance. Tapos hindi siya straight family drama. As I've said before, ang daming elements na gusto ko. Of course, unusual yung setup ng family, no? Tapos, when the movie started, parang walang masayang tao sa buong pelikula. Sabi ko, ako lang masaya dito. Sabi ko, the whole premise kasi works on a challenge of making it work, you know. So, how does an unusual family, a dysfunctional couple, and that ang daming angst, how will you make it into a movie na if you read and if you watch it, it's really about love and acceptance and forgiveness. So parang it was the biggest challenge for me to put it all together and bring it down to the level of yung sa nilalaman ng tao, maging kung sabi maging sino ka man, maging bakla o tomboy, di ba, or bitter na wife or what, it all boils down kung ano yung sa puso mo, kung anong talagang totoong pagkatao mo. At laging nandoon. And for me, I believe that what's inside is a need for something, a need for acceptance, a need for love. And for me, yun ang common talaga ng movie. And it was a challenge for me to make it work that way. On the second observation, it's a kind of movie that if one does not work, everything will not work. So I really made sure that all of my actors performed really well. Of course, I gave them the freedom as actors to study the role. I told them what my perception was, and kung anong hindi pwede, anong pwede, and what will work with the other characters, of course, kasi hindi lang naman sila sa buong pelikula. Kailangan bantayan ko talaga that every scene works for the story and for the characters they're portraying. Kaya siguro ganun ang observation ng karamihan that the performances were good. Kasi very unforgiving ako sa pag-observe sa kanila rito because it was very critical that each of the key actors work. I mean, konti lang naman ang cast ito kung tutusin mo. You know, I even have to make sure that Miley Cyrus looks like Miley Cyrus. And Ate Guy and Nicki Minaj, they all look like yung mga in-impersonate nila. So, ganun.
Direct, paano yung journey? Kasi di ba, talaga ba nating sinadya na si Miss Sylvia, si Vince, kasing ganon, na kailangan ganon yung character nila? Or talaga sinadya nating maging dysfunctional? Yung family niya for us na makita yung
Kasi alam mo, kung hindi ko nabalitaan yung very recently, like siguro like last quarter or 2 quarters ago, sa tabloid lang na may isang bakla at tomboy na nagpakasal sa Bulacan. That came how many months before? So when I read the storyline, sabi ko, ay, nagkaanak na sila. Yung sa utak ko na yung nagpakasal, nagpakasal sa simbahan as in yung bakla naka-makeup at lahat. No? I'm sure nabasa ng iba sa inyo rito. No? Nasabi ko, ito siguro yung future nila. May anak sila. Pero of course, in our storytelling, naging special child. No? At alam naman natin marami tayong kakilalang. May mga special child na borderline. Diba? Hindi yun naman yung sobrang mongoloid or autistic or retarded. Yung function, sabi nga ni Sylvia, parang washing machine lang. High functioning, ganun lang. Anong question?
Yun nga, yung gano'n, yun nasa kusina po.
Okay.
Regarding sa For Jessie, di ba, for Mercedes na medyo gano'n kasi masaya, paano, ito talaga from the start, everything is so painful di ba? Yung character mo. So paano siya kabigat? Paano yung journey mo doon as Teacher Betsy, di ba? Ma'am Betsy yung character.
Sabi ko, kada shooting, nagdadasal po ako kapag natapos ko itong pelikula nito. Grabe, bilib na bilib ako sa sarili ko. Kasi syempre, director mo, Direk Chito, mga kasama mo mga artista, si John Lloyd, si Gretchen, si Richard. kasama pa sila Mas Sylvia, sila Vince, ang gagaling nilang mga artista. Minsan, kapag kami nila Miss Vivian Velez magkaka-eksena, namamangha na lang ako na parang, ay, teka, kasali pala ako sa eksena. Yung mga ganong moments na, grabe, ito yung role na talagang matagal ko nang inaantay. I mean, if you really watch the film, it's very different from what I've done
Ay,
before.
oo.
And it's very different sa akin in real life na sabi ko, grabe, nagagawa ko pala yung ganito. So yun nga, parang with the help of them, yun nga, tulad ng sinabi ni Direk Chito kanina na yung critical yung mga characters namin, tapos kapag yun nga parang palaging trial ako sa movie, on trial ako sa movie na to. So yun po, from Maria Mercedes, si Direk Chito din kasi yung nag-direct sa amin noong first few weeks, but different siya ay, months. Sige. Months naman po, pero nagkapitan lang, patient lang siya sa akin. So ako din naging patient sa bawat shooting. Yun po.
So since you've handled Jessie, how do you find Jessie as an actor?
Well, you know, Jessie, ito lang yung sumpa. Because of the trial, because of the way she performed, she's now urged to perform better every time she gets a project. So, she has proven herself to be a serious actor. So, parang every project that she will get, so makakatanggap ka na ng baliw na character na pang MMK ka na. Taong grasa.
So, wala, parang Jessie, after
No,
this
but
talaga-
kasi I think they're gonna look at Jessie aside from the McDonald's sexy character, no, na ganon, to somebody more serious and open to acting challenges. Siguro.
Follow up ko na rin, Jessie, kasi after working with a Chito Ronyo, mamaniin mo na ba ang working with other directors? So, direct negative by TV, pinakamatindi, pinakamalupit na director.
No naman po. I think in every role that I do or project, dapat palagi mo iniisip na yun yung last mo. Kasi yung kay Direk Chito po, hindi mo masasabing mamaniin or whatever sa ibang directors. Kasi, syempre, like actors, iba-iba din ang directors. Nagkataon lang na si Direk Chito talaga yung sobrang galing. Strict siya, oo. Pagdating sa yung characterization, sa story, yung flow, strict siya doon. Pero pag alam mong pag stricto siya sa'yo at inalagaan ka niya, alam mong he believes in you. So para sa akin, sa iba kong roles na darating pa, hindi yun yung easy na lang eh. Para sa akin, mas nagkaroon ako ng kumpiyansa sa sarili ko. Na parang naging confident ako ulit. So, yun.
Ay, good afternoon or good morning pa rin po. Mami Jo po, Jo Bonservan. I'm also a teacher. So, mga nasa isip niyong tanong, simula na umpisa at ngayon natapos na, at
That's a nice
blockbuster na. Ano po yung nasa isip niyong about the story, about how
About the story, yung tanong mo, no? Parang questions namin regarding the story. When we were starting talaga, ang una naming question was, kaya ba talaga mag-conceive ng somebody who's mentally delayed? Diba? Na may slow yung learning development niya and all that. Kaya ba talaga niya basically na mang-rape? Parang nasa utak ba niya talaga yung sex? Ganyan. Does he really know what's right from wrong? Ganyan. Tapos ano ang difference ng isang tao who's borderline normal? Kasi we didn't really want, intentional talaga namin na hindi siya magbudoy. Yung mga napanood yun na before na sobrang extreme acting talaga. Kaya si John Lloyd po ang kinas kasi he's the only actor we can think of na kaya nung ganong subtlety ng portrayal na borderline normal siya. Unang tingin mo, akala mo normal, but pag nagsalita na siya, dun mo lang marirealize parang may problema or may diferensya, ganyan. So what we did was, sobrang intense talaga na research. Aside from the fact na tinanong din namin noon, kapag napatunayan na meron siyang mental disability, hindi ba automatically madidismiss yung kaso? So marami talaga kami questions na natanong, ganyan, at nasagot naman yung lahat pag napanood niyo po yung pelikula.
you have met people like John Lloyd, like
Yes.
Ronald.
To be specific lang po, ang naging process namin ng research, number one, we got a developmental psychologist. So, ang developmental psychologist, sila po ang mga psychologist talaga na nag-aaral po ng learning disability. So, meron kaming isang developmental psychologist na talagang kinoconsult namin from conceptualization pa lang. And in fact, up until shooting, kasama namin sila Direk Chito, pati si John Lloyd, nagwa-one-on-one consultation, tapos kinokorek talaga nung psychologist yung acting niya para makita na parang, teka, sumusobra ka na, hindi na yan borderline normal, ito ang borderline normal. So talagang kasama namin siya all throughout. Aside from that, we went pa to an orphanage, doon sa orphanage na yun, maraming special children. At meron kaming isa dong sample actually, na talagang close na close siya with how John Lloyd portrayed it. So talagang pinag-aaralan namin paano sila kumilos. In fact, si John Lloyd talagang lumalabas pa with them para talagang ma-observe ni John Lloyd. We also had a lot of lawyers, criminal lawyers na kinonsult namin who had similar cases before. Para alam din namin, para yung defense, realistic siya. Paano mo siya i-defend talaga bilang abogado. So panoorin niyo po yung pelikula para malaman niyo siya. After the movie, ano po yung naging, siguro ang question ko na talaga after the movie was, nasa tao niya. Kasi nahain na namin yung buong kwento. So basically, all the questions sa story, nasagot ko na sa utak ko. Nasagot na namin. Pero ang tanong ko talaga afterward, siguro, number one, paano siya tatanggapin ng tao? Nasa audience na talaga parang ngayong nakagawa kami ng ganitong pelikula na bago. Kaya bang tanggapin ng tao considering na hindi siya rom-com, hindi siya comedy, medyo mabigat siya, ganyan. Tapos pangalawa, gusto ko talaga malaman, kamusta naman ang character ni Bessie? After the movie, di ba? After yung whole ginawa niya, parang ang interesting lang yung malaman, nagpakamatay ba siya? Or umalis na ba siya ng Pilipinas? Parang hindi ko na po alam. Yun po.
I've done a lot of court scenes before. But this time, it's not really a made up, it's not, parang, this is the first time na gumawa ako ng court scene na halos makatotohanan sa Philippine court. Sa blocking nila sa loob ng korte. Kasi yung mga previous court scenes ko, usually binibase ko sa American system na kunwari may jury na naglalakad yung lawyer. Kasi kinakausap ang jury. Kasi mas dramatic yun sa kanila Yung ating court situation, nakita mo yung court natin, di ba malaki pa lang yan, diba? Sa mumurahing chapel. Malaki pa talaga. So, lalo na pag nakita nyo yung family court, malaki pa tong kwarto ito. No? So, napaka-boring ng mga para nag-meeting lang kayo. Challenge was to make it interesting. Of course, within the boundaries of the court etiquette. So yun. With physically ganon. Pangalawa is, I had to make the story very strong and the characters work for the court scenes to be effective. Kasi without the previous two, kahit anong gawin mo sa court scene, magiging uninteresting siya. You have well, if you watch the movie, mapapansin nyo na generally the audience is great, parang it's riveting for them kasi concerned na sila sa mga characters And somebody told me that they enjoy the court scenes. Na takot ako before kasi, di ba, kasi nakaupo lang lahat. So parang it's so challenging to make it really work. In a real sense. So you really have to make it a bit dramatic in a way.
Yung roles nila, Miss Jessie Mendiola and Jandon Cruz dun sa role nila dun sa movie.
Kung napanood niyo po, sobrang akmang-akma. The psychologist na in-interview namin, she was in the premiere night. After that, sabi ng psychologist talaga, this was really more than what I expected. Kasi nung napanood niya si John Lloyd, syempre diba, kasama niya na ini-workshop niya, ganyan-ganyan, napanood niya yung pelikula, parang hindi na talaga niya nakita si John Lloyd. Kasi nakita niya talaga isang tao who's developmentally delayed. Parang gano'n. Kay Jessie naman po, actually sobrang, paano ko ba i-explain, na-impress, ako personally, sobrang ako na-impress talaga kay Jessie. Kasi when we were writing the script, we wanted somebody na, alam mo yung sobrang subtle talaga ng acting kasi hindi, ang grabing secret ng character niya, hindi pwedeng lumabas And in fact, pag pinanood niyo yung pelikula, ilang beses mo lang makikitang lumalabas si Jessie. Pero every time lumalabas si Jessie, consistent siya sobra sa character niya. Para ang ganda sobra ng pagka-poker face ni Jessie doon. Hindi mo talaga nababasa ano ba talaga yung totoo. Pero kita mo pa rin yung pain na nararamdaman ng character niya. And that's very, very difficult to portray. So, parang for somebody like Jessie na, syempre, di ba, parang ang konti pa lang naman ng movie sa amin ni Jessie. Pero nung nilabas niya yung The Trial, sobrang totoo yung sinabi kanina ni Direk Chito, na parang after this, si Jessie will forever be judged against The Trial. So, sobrang pressure kay Jessie, but I'm sure she will do well in the future.
Is this your first time to do a project with John Lloyd?
Opo, first time.
And can you tell us more how was it working with John Lloyd?
Nakakakaba katrabaho si John Lloyd kasi yun nga, as we all know, he's a very good actor. Sa kanya kasi, palagi siyang palagi siyang in character kapag dumadating ng set. Never siyang nakikipag-usap siya pero never yung in real life kasi siya yung charming, bubbly. Sa set kasi, quiet siya, in character, palaging may dinadala. So, para sa akin, akala ko hindi ko kaya yung scenes kasi, di ba, sinasabi natin na para mas maganda yung rapport niyo as co-actors, dapat you know each other or like nag-uusap kayo bago yung eksena or alam niyo kung ano yung mangyayari or hindi. Sa kanya, hindi kami masyadong nakapag-usap, hindi din kami masyadong nakipagkwentuhan. Pero nandun yung, dahil ginagawa niya yung trabaho niya, ako din, kaya ko din sabayan siya. So, doon talaga ako nahirapan kasi sabi ko, grabe, hindi kami nag-uusap. Yung hi, hello namin, hey, sige. Ganun lang, pero walang, uy, kamusta ka na yung, di ba, pag kinakabahan ka sa set, kailangan nag-uusap kayo or like relax lang. Pero yun, hindi nangyari sa amin yun. Pero pag tinitignan niya ako sa eksena, kapag natatapos namin yung bawat eksena namin, meron siyang certain look na parang, you did it, girl. Ganun siya. So, ganun siya dito sa pelikula to. And I could say naman na nasuportahan naman. Tamang suporta.
I would be upset if none of the actors would be recognized. It's not the winning, you know. You have so many other films competing all together, and it's supposed to be a friendly competition. It's not a sports competition that you have to outrun each other. You have the limitation of a role. You have the limitation of the treatment of the movie, you know, and the genre of the movie. I think the most important thing is to be recognized first. Now, winning is another story. There are countless awards and counting. So we cannot anymore track how many award-giving bodies there are. But it's gonna be surprising if none of the performances was recognized.
Ang plastic ko naman, sabi ko, oo. Di naman talaga, parang di naman yung, oy, gawa tayo ng pelikula so we can have an advocacy. Parang di naman ganun.
Yun ba
In
yun?
fact,
Something like that, going okay.
Oo, parang the advocacy, honestly, wala siya talaga sa head namin. We just wanted to tell a good story. Yun lang talaga yung gusto namin. But the advocacy, siguro personally sa amin, happened after nung naka-interact na namin sila, ganyan, ano ba talaga ito pang pinagdadaanan nila. The first thing you said na parang, dapat ba kaming matakot kasi marunong pala sila mang-rape? Siguro that's the last thing that we'd like you to feel for them, di ba? Parang matakot kayo sa kanila or anything. If there's really one insight that I got upon interviewing them and then upon interviewing the psychologist, ang ganda nung sinabi niya na ang difference lang talaga natin with them is our learning ability. Kung tayo, mas mabilis natin makuha kung ano ang 1 plus 1, it will take them a longer time to understand it. So there are things that they can't understand intellectually, but emotions-wise, we feel the same thing. Nagagalit sila, nagsiselos din sila, nalilibugan din sila. So a lot of things, parang kung titignan mo kasi, di ba, when you treat a special child, akala mo special siya, so itatrato mo siya as different from you. When in fact, magugulat kayo sa number of similarities you're more similar to each other than you can ever imagine, except lang talaga pagdating sa learning ability. So yun lang siguro yung gusto nating sabihin na parang hindi talaga tayo naiiba. In fact, pag tinignan niyo yung character dito ni Ronald sa present namin, di ba, parang kulang man siya dito, but in fact, sa totoo lang, mas pure pa nga sila magmahal eh. Kasi dahil hindi clouded yung utak nila with a lot of things, hindi sila complex mag-isip eh. So, ang processing nila ng emotions nila very raw. Kung galit sila, galit sila. Pag nagpatawad sila, nagpatawad na sila. Hindi sila yung nagpatawad pero sa susunod gagantihan kita. Hindi sila ganon. They're very, very pure with how they feel. So parang siguro yun lang, if there's one thing I would like to communicate, if we can all feel, di ba, like them, na ganun lang karo, ganun ka pure, baka mas mabuti siguro ang naging buhay nating lahat. Parang ganun.
Kaya kasi sa ano rin ko is, yung sa movie, yung mga may learning disability, developmentally slow na yan, meron silang mental age despite the biological age. Yung sa totoong buhay na in-interview namin sa mga 23, 24. Pero ang kanyang mental age was only 13, 12. So, you see him as an adult, but the way he processes things is that of a teenager lang. So, yung sabi nga niyang rawness, pureness, comes with that age. Pero I've always been in discussion with the psychiatrist, what if they reach 50?
Totally challenge, di ba? You've worked with Budoy, na medyo extreme talaga. Tapos,
Ang love interest pa nila eh. no?
tingnan mo si Budoy. Anyway, how was it, anong difference working with with a Budoy and with a Ronald? Ibang indifference. Ikaw yung work, nakita mo na yung dalawang klase eh. Meron palang borderline, may extreme. Anong learnings mo working with mentally challenged roles ng mga actors natin?
Yung kay Budoy kasi sobrang extreme eh. Nakikita mo sa bawat galaw niya, sa bawat kilos. Kahit di pa siya magsalita, nakikita mo na sa physical appearance niya. Yung kay Ronald kasi tulad ng sabi nila, subtle lang. So, nakikita talaga yung difference ng physicality. Pero para sa akin, ang pagkakaparehas naman nila, yung tingin nila sa love. Kasi sa kanila parang ang linis lang lahat eh. Ang pure, walang masama, walang mali sa kanila. So parang yun siguro yung naging conflict din sa story namin. Kung talaga bang magagawa ba ni Ronald yun o hindi. Kasi nga, sinasabi nila hindi siya normal, baka hindi niya alam kung anong tama, hindi. Pero in fact, mas tama pa silang magmahal kaysa sa atin kasi no judgments.
Ayun. Ito actually may sinuspoil lang ako ng konti dito. Pero sobrang gustong-gusto ko yung line na ang mundong to ay hindi para sa atin. Sobrang gustong-gusto ko yun. Para to sa mga malalakas. Yun, line dishes yun. Para sa mga matatapang, tama ba matatalino, parang gano'n.
Ganda.
Yun. Hindi siya para sa atin. Gustong-gusto ko sobra yun. Every time pinapanood ko, tumutuloy yung luha ko. Yun po.
Thanks, Chris. Direct Chito. Favorite scenes, anything?
Yan, nasabi na ni Chris yung line na
Yun din.
Ayun din.
Iyon din yung akin.
Sabihin ko na lang ibang line, sabihin ko na lang yung gawin mo, huwag mo sabihin.
Abaya kay Ronald direct. Yung dito kulang pero dito
Yun nasa trailer.
Yung Marami naman talagang mga lines doon eh. Wala akong
Stay
plano sa
power.
buhay.
We know.
Siguro yung sikreto ko. Walang plano sa buhay kung ano lang nandyan. Nandahan mo. Every opportunity is important. I think that's really, you cannot control the world. You just have to plan that you're still excited on what the world presents you. Tulad nito, bago to sa amin, Vloggers Con. Diba? Ano ba ito 10 years ago? Sino ba yan? Diba ganon? So, but this is something new. So, whatever new challenges, especially pagdating sa entertainment, hindi mo masabi eh. You should have enough fire in you to be excited. Ganun lang siguro. So palagi madali akong ma-excite. Di ba?
Gusto ko yun.
Hindi, madali yung ano. Kailangan talaga. Otherwise, magsasawa ka. Kasi paulit-ulit na lang.
It also, di ba, means that you'd have to work, you'd have to do skilled jobs, di ba? Although kasi kaya naman ni Ronald, nag-garden siya, but yung learning capability kasi niya, limited lang to something like that. With the demands of inflation, di ba, dami-dami nating binabayaran and everything, how can you really afford naman to raise a family? So, it might be possible, but ang hirap-hirap po talaga ma-imagine kung paano siya magpo-pull off.
So to you, Jesse, you have passed your trial.
Happy
Wow.
birthday!
Second day na po ng the trial. Salamat po sa mga sa bonggang mga support ang ibibigay niyo pa, and the movie is doing so good. Thank you so much from Jesse, Direk Chito, and Chris Gasman, and the whole Star Cinema family. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the movie. Thank you, everyone.